But
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule on the Chicago Blackhawks for Saturday, November the 23rd. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. 1 p.m., Philadelphia Flyers take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Flyers on Sirius 208 XM 219 and Internet 940. Blackhawks on Internet 925. 4 p.m., Calgary Flames take on the Minnesota Wild. Flames on Sirius and XM channels 91 Internet 923. Wild on Internet 933. 4 p.m., LA Kings face the Seattle Kraken. Kings on Sirius 208 XM 219 and Internet 932. Kraken on Internet 940. Blackhawks on Internet 926. 7 p.m. Lightning on Sirius 210, XM 221 and Internet 945. Stars on Internet 928. 7 p.m. Pittsburgh Penguins face the Utah Hockey Club. Penguins on Sirius 211, XM 222 and Internet 941. Utah on Internet 947. 7 p.m. Ottawa Senators face the Vancouver Canucks. Senators on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 939. Canucks on Internet 948. 7 p.m. Columbus Blue Jackets face the Carolina Hurricanes. Blue Jackets on XM 201, Internet 927. Hurricanes on Internet 924. 7 p.m. Detroit Red Wings face the Boston Bruins. Red Wings on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 929. Bruins on Internet 921. 7 p.m. Washington Capitals take on the New Jersey Devils. Capitals on XM 223, Internet 950. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m. Montreal Canadiens face the Vegas Golden Knights. Canadiens on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 934. Knights on Internet 949. 7:30 p.m. New York Islanders take on the St. Louis Blues. Islanders on XM 203, Internet 937. Blues on Internet 944. 8 p.m. San Jose Sharks face the Buffalo Sabres. Sharks on XM 204, Internet 942. Sabres on Internet 922.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the Network Radio. On NHL Network Radio, from behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Six-time Stanley Cup champion and Hockey Hall of Famer Mark Messier stopped by SiriusXM NHL Network Radio's The Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin to discuss what Game 7 means to him and what it's like to also lose a Game 7.
Well, when you think about the two greatest words in sports, you think about Game 7 for many reasons. Obviously, to get to a Game 7, both teams obviously very evenly matched from the literal sense, the Game 7. You don't have to be a sport fan to understand that something's big at stake and that you will go watch it even if you don't know the teams, you don't know the players, you know the backdrop, because it's the greatest form of reality TV in the world, because there is going to be a winner and a loser. A lot at stake, obviously. But for me personally, it's a lifetime journey to acquire the skill set that's required to be able to perform when the stakes are the highest, under the most scrutinized pressure, when you're expected to perform. And you think about a Game 7 moment or Game 7, that's when you have to perform. It's a winner or go home situation.
Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek, Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek, Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Listen closely. Hear those bubbles? That mouth-watering waterfall? Delicious. Ice cold. And zero sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Hi, this is Coach DeBoer. Tackle game day with the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Roll Tide.
This is Alabama Crimson Tide football from Learfield.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk, do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all the roads we travel, and all of our traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
Celebrate the holidays with Stella Rosa wines. These semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wines are the perfect companion for all your holiday activities. Whether you're savoring Stella Rosa Black with a baked ham or pairing Stella Rosa Moscato d'Asti with a delicious apple pie, Stella Rosa will make every moment special. So gather around the table, toast to good times, and make your holiday meals unforgettable with Stella Rosa. Must be 21 plus to celebrate.
Looking for Williams, comes back, makes the catch, trying to split defenders, makes them bang into each other, stays on his feet, breaks the tackle, scores! Ryan Williams, one play, 75 yards. Let's get out of here. Alabama, 41, Georgia, 34.
Exclusive coverage of Alabama football game day continues. Come to
Puis même ça garantit.
$1.9 million expiring at the end of this year. At 26 years old,
and at $1.9 million down to $2.5 million. So an increase in his salary as well as that 5-year term. Brett Howden, the new contract for the Golden Knights. He, as you mentioned, had a goal last time out, 2 goals in his last 3 games, up to 8 on the year, 1 away from a career high, and it's just game number 21. And since it is game number 21, Gary, it's the quarter pole. This is a point at which you start to look at where the teams are in the standings. There's American Thanksgiving, which is Thursday, and that's often sort of a demarcation. What do you think about where this team is through 20 games today, number 21? The Knights now in their 8 seasons. At this point in the season, they've been the division leaders in 5 out of 8 years.
Yeah, they woke up this morning in first place in the Pacific, and they're no longer our Calgary won, so they leapfrogged them by a single point, but a win here tonight or a point, Vegas will be back in.
The pregame show.
Leapfrogged them by a single point, but a win here tonight or a point, Vegas will be back into that top spot in the Pacific. It just goes to show. One of the reporters from the French-speaking media this morning asked Bruce Cassidy, he said, the faces change, but the song remains the same, and that is, you keep winning. And Bruce said, I can only speak to my time here, but obviously this person's in his 3rd year here, and the team has continued to win, and I point to Kelly McCrimmon and George McPhee to be the main source of that. They've just done a tremendous job bringing players to Vegas, retaining the right players, making hard decisions, but the right decisions. And Brett Howden said that this morning as well. He said, I didn't want to go anywhere. I want to be here. I want to be part of this.
Everybody had something nice to say of Brett Howden, it seemed, this morning. Yeah. William Karlsson said, quote, a very loved guy. And I think that's part of the other element you mentioned, Gary, with what
talking about something, he's got talking about something, he's got an infectious and easy laugh, great hair, just an all-around good guy.
Okay. Brett Howden with William Karlsson and Pavel Dorofeev today. And, of course, each of those guys had a mark in the game in Ottawa, a 3-2 victory over the Senators. That stopped a 2-game losing streak for the Knights. Vegas are now 12-6-2. Montreal has won its last 2 games, defeating the Edmonton Oilers in shutout fashion on Monday, 3-0. And before that, defeated Columbus 5-1 on Saturday. But part of it, Gary, is the fact that they have not played
to start a year with just 1 more, currently sitting tied for 5th overall in points in the National Hockey League. Canadians look to carry over their stingy defense from Sam Montembeau's 30-save shutout on Monday, allowing just 2 5-on-5 goals against in their last 3 games. It's the Golden Knights and Canadians next on TSN 690.
This morning, he said, that's all great, but Vegas is in game mode. They are playing their 3rd game in 4 nights. We got to get to game mode early, so that'll be something to keep an eye on right off the hop here. Montreal could come out, shot out of a cannon, but will they be, will their execution be a little off because of that lack of that gameplay? Vegas stayed off their feet yesterday. Probably did some Christmas shopping here in a wonderful place, Montreal, to get out and see the city, and the fashion here is second to none amongst Canadian cities. So is the cuisine. Dan and I had a good meal last night. It's a good place to be.
Gary, there is an adjustment to the lineup. We can confirm now that Nicholas Hague will play today. We thought he was going to play. You'll hear from Bruce Cassidy, who termed him a game-time decision, and the team has activated Nicholas Hague. So Robert Hague will be a healthy scratch, but Nick will make his appearance 10th game for him this year.
Yeah, Nick has been, it's been fits and starts for him. So we'll see how this return to the lineup goes for him. He's going to play with Caden Korczak, I believe. I think that could be a really nice pairing. Nick can kind of focus on the simple things and being heavy defensively and allow Caden to handle moving transporting the puck up the ice.
With Nicholas Haig unavailable, that means
practices, but the detail
on this current trip. Vegas next goes to Montreal for the game on Monday, and then Denver, Colorado to face the Avalanche on Wednesday. So it'll be now a couple of games in a row without Alex Pietrangelo. Knights with a 3-2 victory on Thursday. Montreal a 3-0 win on Monday. They go head-to-head here at the Bell Center in Montreal coming up. So we'll have the head coach of the Golden Knights, Bruce Cassidy, join us next. Presented by Lee's Discount Liquor. You're listening to the Vegas Golden Knights Radio Network.
Did you know you can get 2 hot dogs?
The Calgary Flames are nipping at their heels. They grabbed another win today out of the Western Conference. Montreal now 7-10-2 on the season. They find themselves in 8th place in the Atlantic Division with 16 points. So Vegas on this road trip, John, they obviously started off in Canada. They'll be heading out to Philly, then hit Colorado before they get back home. They've been getting a great season so far from Jack Eichel.
Yeah, and Jack Eichel seems to have really enjoyed his time ever since he got to the desert in Vegas. He's won a cup. He's proven that surgery that he elected to have was the right surgery for him, and he just continues to show why he was an elite talent going into his draft year and why he continues to be a progressing elite talent in this league.
All right, we got players on the ice here at Bell Center. This is Hockey Fights Cancer Night in Montreal as well, so some pregame ceremonies here to come up in addition to the Canadian and American national anthems, as we'll send it downstairs now to PA announcer Michel Lacroix.
Ce soir, nous sommes fiers de vous accueillir à notre soirée Le hockey pour vaincre le cancer, présentée par CIBC, alors que nous célébrons la force, le courage et la résilience des enfants de Lucan à qui nous dédions ce match. We're proud to welcome you to our Hockey Fights Cancer Night as we celebrate the strength, courage and resilience of the children of Lucan, whom we dedicate this game to. Nous sommes heureux d'accueillir des invités spéciaux pour se joindre aux joueurs sur la glace pour la présentation des hymnes nationaux. Tonight, we ask you to join the Vegas Golden Knights and the Montreal Canadiens in welcoming members of Lucan to stand alongside them during tonight's national anthems. Please welcome to stand with the Vegas Golden Knights goalie, Emerald, 15 ans, en compagnie d'Aiden Hill. Avec Braden McNabb, Théodore, 9 ans. Avec Nicolas Roy, Zach, 9 ans. Avec Shea Theodore Eugeno, 17 ans. Avec Thomas Hertel, Éloi, 8 ans. Et avec Keegan Colasar, Dylan, 7 ans. Et avec vos Canadiens, avec Brendan Gallagher, Alexis, 12 ans. Avec Josh Anderson, Easton, 6 ans. avec Christian Dvorak, Noémie, 16 ans. Avec Lane Hudson, Lowen, 5 ans.
They've tightened up their defense.
Et avec Samuel Montombeau-Malek, 6 ans. Mesdames, Messieurs, veuillez maintenant vous lever, retirer chapeaux et casquettes pour l'interprétation des hymnes nationaux par Chevrolet Troca, accompagné à l'orgue par Diane Bibo. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Remove your hats and caps for the singing of the national anthems by Chevrolet Troca, accompanied on the organ by Diane Bibo. Nous vous demandons d'allumer les lumières de votre téléphone portable afin de démontrer notre soutien à toutes les personnes qui sont ou ont été touchées par le cancer. We ask for you to please turn your cell phone lights on as we show support to everyone who is or has been touched by cancer.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, terre d'un beau salut, ton fournisseur de fleurs vendredier, car ton bras sait porter l'épée, il sait porter la voix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land, glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
All right, Montreal and Vegas for the first of two meetings this season. And Vegas's only trip to La Belle Province
looks on that front. Jaden Jackson, a 6'2", 300-pound freshman, or Grayson Halton at 6'2", 285, a junior. He's at the DT. The nose will either be Demonic Williams at 6'1", 312, and a junior, or Dejon Cherry, 6'3", 330. He is a fifth-year senior.
See, you just listed 6 guys right there, and David Stone, number 0, is another one that in watching them on film makes a lot of plays. So they have a lot of bodies that they can rotate throughout the course of the 4 quarters to keep these guys fresh.
Let's take a look at the linebackers. The Mike is Danny Stutzman at 6'4", 243. And a senior. The Will is Kip Lewis or Lewis Carter. Lewis at 6'1", 215, a third-year sophomore. Lewis Carter, a second-year sophomore, 6 feet, 224. Could get that start at the weak side.
These linebackers are good. Kip Lewis, 50 tackles on the season. Danny Stutzman, a midseason All-American. This is a very talented unit.
At the Cheetah is what they call it. The Cheetah linebacker position. Dason McCullough is from Bloomington, Indiana. He's a transfer from IU. He will be at one of those linebacker slots, or Woody Washington, a 5'11", 191-pound, fifth-year senior.
Once again, these are guys in a Cheetah package. You're thinking third and long situations. Hopefully we can keep them off the field.
All right, the 4 DBs. Eli Bowen will be at one corner. He is a 5'9 freshman. The other corner, Jacoby Johnson at 6'2", 200, and a sophomore. Des Malone, 6 feet, 205, and a senior. Those either one of those could be at the other corner. The strong safety, Billy Bowman, the 5'8", 5'10", 194 senior, and also Robert Spears Jennings, 6'1", 220. He is a junior, or Peyton Bowen at 6 feet, 200, a sophomore, could be at the free safety.
We need to be able to find these guys in one-on-one situations, and I think that we can beat these cornerbacks and safeties, especially if you line up a Ryan Williams or a Jeremy Bernard in the slot. You're going to get some favorable mismatches in that secondary.
Let's take a look. We don't normally have time to do this, but a couple of extra minutes. Take a look at the specialist. Graham Nicholson for Alabama, 6-foot senior from Cincinnati, of course, a transfer from Miami of Ohio. He on the year is 5 of 7 on field goal tries. He had a couple of misses early. He has been very solid since that time. Of course, last year was the Groza Award winner, and 47 yards is his long this season for the Crimson Tide.
He's done a good job. Only 7 attempts on the season. That's hard to believe.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. And again, it's because the offense has been feast or famine. They've been getting the job done, thankfully, far more often than not. But on the few occasions that he's been called on after he got in a rhythm, I think he was one of his first 3 to start the year, but much better since then. James Burnip, though, if you're going to have a bad punt, do it like he did last week. He only had 2 punts, 24.5 yards, one of them a pooch kick, the other just off the side of his foot, 29 yards on the other attempt. That doesn't tell the story for him and what he's been this year.
He has been so good at flipping field position, and the hang times have been just unbelievable. Very few returns on him. It gives the coverage team the time to go down there and make sure that there's no return. That's where you catch, it's where you start.
They're not sure who their kicker will be. Their placement kicker, either Tyler Keltner at 5'11", 180 and a redshirt senior, or Zach Schmidt is 5'10", 194. He, too, is a redshirt senior as well. And then the punter, Luke Elzinga, 6'4", 223, a fifth-year senior. So they do have veterans if they don't have incredible numbers at those slots.
Let's hopefully see a lot of that punter.
That is very much the hope in the ball game tonight. Alabama taking on the Oklahoma Sooners. Again, a very uncharacteristic 5-5 on the year, trying to get bowl eligible with a win. The upset over the 7th-ranked Crimson Tide, taking on LSU next week in Baton Rouge are the Sooners for their regular season finale, and that's why they're honoring their seniors here tonight. And they've had a pretty good run against or in their final game of the year on Senior Day. We'll tell you more about that on the other side of the break. But Alabama, of course, with an 8-2 overall record, 4-2 in SEC play. If Missouri did indeed hang on, and they were doing a pretty good job of that against Kentucky, but if they hold on, things would favor Alabama to be one of the participants in 2 weeks in Atlanta, if indeed, yep. So if everything we've been told is correct, Missouri's win means that Bama is 2 victories away from playing in the SEC championship game. And Texas A&M next week would likely decide the other squad to face Alabama. But again, that's a big, big if. You got to take care of this one. You got to take care of the regular season finale in Tuscaloosa 1 week from now. We have almost taken care of business here in our Everwood Countdown to Kickoff show. Everwood's the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. We're not quite there yet, but we are closing in on 15 minutes kickoff. We're just under 20 right now, but it's still time for us to tell you that each beat box is bursting with delicious flavors, gluten-free, low sugar, and it's resealable. Look for it in stores across the Southeast for your next tailgate today. When we come back, the kick, Bama and Boomer Sooner on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This has been the Everwood Countdown to Kickoff show. Everwood, the official treat.
Jordan's sore nose let out a fiery sneeze, so Dad grabbed Puffs Plus lotion to soothe her with ease. Puffs Plus lotion is gentle on sensitive skin and locks in moisture to provide soothing relief. A nose in need deserves Puffs indeed. America's #1 lotion tissue.
And by the same physics as the rest of the people on the field, just bounds all over the field. He is super fast. We're going to have some help over the top on him. He's excellent after the catch, so we got to make sure to tackle and be physical with him at the line of scrimmage. He's only 175 pounds. Got a ton of quickness, ton of speed, but we can definitely affect him at the line on his get-offs.
It's like he's allergic to average catches.
All right.
Every catch he makes is a highlight reel. Our spotlights tonight brought to you by Warren Cat, proud sponsor of Sooner Athletics. Contact us today for your earth-moving and power generation needs. Search Warren Cat. And our starting lineups were presented by Simple Modern. Oklahoma-owned Simple Modern is the official drinkware partner of OU Athletics. Simple Modern, good everywhere. We'd like to thank our OU community outreach partners, Fowler Auto Group, OU Health, OG&E, and Coca-Cola. The University of Oklahoma Athletics is one with you. 15 minutes to kick off in Norman. We'll take our final pregame timeout. We got the coin flip and opening kickoff for Oklahoma and Alabama coming up next here in Norman. This is Sooner football from Learfield.
Oklahoma, Seth Wadley Chevy Buick GMC in Pauls Valley is known for a winning selection, price, service, and a world.
Stay safe and roll.
Hold you back from celebrating the Crimson Tide's roll toward another championship season. For the first time ever, the Go Anywhere, Do Anything premium wine, Copa Divino, and new proud sponsor of Alabama Athletics, is available at Bryant-Denny Stadium as well as a retailer near you. Copa is the unbreakable single cup of wine, and its spill-resistant resealable top is perfect for your watch party, tailgate, backyard barbecue, or away game road trips, no matter how wild. With 7 different wines to choose from, there's a Copa Divino just for you and all of your rowdy friends.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk, do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all the roads we travel, and all of our traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter. Brought to you by the Texas Department of Transportation.
At Texaco, unbeatable mileage isn't just a buzzword. It's about making every drive one to remember. For the whatever's next drives,
Don't mess.
Celebrate this holiday season with Stella Rosa. Enjoy the sweet, refreshing taste of Stella Rosa Black with your festive meals. Whether it's baked ham or apple pie, elevate your holiday moments with Stella Rosa wines. Must be 21 plus to...
Alabama and Oklahoma. They are among the bluest of college football's blue blood programs, with a combined 25 national championships, countless All-Americans.
Sports fans now have
Rallying cries in all of sports. A pachyderm named Big Al making reference to something, well, nautical by yelling, "Roll Tide." Up against a Wild West-styled covered wagon, running amok with cries of Boomer Sooner. There's even a shared color, the official crimson of the Crimson Tide is something the art directors of the world called Pantone 201C. The official crimson in Oklahoma's Crimson and Cream, you guessed it, good old 201C. On the field, the first meeting between the two storied programs featured two of those legendary coaches, Paul Bear Bryant and Bud Wilkinson, under the bright sunshine of the '63 Orange Bowl. A 17-0 Bama win witnessed by JFK himself.
Bryant starts across, being carried by his players. Bud Wilkinson will go across and congratulate him, shaking hands with the Bear and probably telling him, "Bear, you deserve it."
The latest meeting, a CFP face-off between Saban and Riley, Tua and Murray, also in the Orange Bowl.
Alabama subdues the Sooners and books their spot in the national championship game.
But this one is different. A first, and it might be the safest bet in all of sports to suggest that it will never happen again. From Norman, welcome to the first ever Southeastern Conference game between Bama and Oklahoma. Roll Tide versus Boomer Sooner. Next.
Here we go. It's time for Alabama Crimson Tide football on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Here we go! Crimson Tide football is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. All-State, you're in good hands. Bud Light, proud sponsor of Alabama athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Cadence Bank, your team, your cadence. Chick-fil-A, order online with the Chick-fil-A app to cater your next tailgate party. Barkley GMC, Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy.
Here in Norman, the most highly anticipated game of the season here at Owen Field as the Sooners welcome the Alabama Crimson Tide. Let's go down to Chris. We've already passed out some awards tonight, Chris.
Absolutely. The Don Key Award is an annual tradition, and this year's winners, no doubt, deserving. Danny Stutzman and Billy Bowman. Bob Calciu Award went to Troy Everett and Ethan Downs. And
of this season, understanding who they are both offensively and defensively and playing some of their best football.
Speaking of Damien Square, we will hear from our Cooks Pest Control sideline reporter after we pause to let you enjoy the playing of our national anthem.
University ROTC units in the singing of our national anthem.
Owen Field at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium here in Norman. Capacity 80,000.
Ladies and gentlemen,
126.
the 2024
But it is
Pride of Oklahoma.
close to the number, although apparently tickets far below market value in this one. We look to the top of the stadium, and there are a few empty seats. I don't think that's going to matter early on. This is a big one for Oklahoma, for pride, and for becoming bowl eligible. For Bama, it's big because they are trying to take another step towards an SEC and hopefully a national title as well.
Ought to be an interesting evening here, especially early on. As you mentioned, crowd control, understanding how to eliminate the crowd from communication down there on the field is going to be paramount. But because of the experiences this Alabama football team has had in Neyland Stadium, in Tiger Stadium just a couple of weeks ago, they should be prepared for it.
Our Cooks Pest Control sideline reporter, been a part of 3 national champions for the Crimson Tide, Damian Square. Great to have you with us again, partner, and your thoughts this matchup as Alabama and Oklahoma get ready to battle.
Hey, it's a great day out here, man. The weather is perfect. Reminds me that it's championship football season, man. The whole country is starting to feel this cool breeze, man, and we got a great future ahead of us, and it'll be great to continue what we've been doing the last few weeks tonight, baby.
It would indeed. 64 degrees. The wind makes it feel as though it is 60. It's out of the southeast. The wind is at 13 miles per hour and gusting around 20. No chance of rain. Just a beautiful night, and hopefully a lot of good things happening for the visiting squad that's wearing crimson. Alabama will wear the crimson helmets, the white uniforms, fantastic look. And Oklahoma going with their traditional look of the crimson and cream as well. The crimson helmets, the crimson jerseys, and their pants, a similar look to the Crimson Tides as Sooners captains are making their way out to the field. We told you the weather here at Memorial Stadium, fantastic, and the weather conditions presented by Alpha Auto Home Life Business. Alpha Insurance covers it all. alphainsurance.com. Familiar line mixed in there. The Boomer Schooner set to make its way out onto the playing surface here. The Sooner Scooter officially. Forgive me. Boomer Sooners the chant. The Sooner Scooter is, they're new to the league. I hadn't paid a whole lot of attention over the years.
Jim Dunaway likes to call it a little buggy.
A little buggy? That sounds like Jim Dunaway. Man. And the Sooners getting ready to make their entrance behind the Sooner Scooter as well. And as I look towards the Bama tunnel, it's like the Tide's not too far from appearing behind head coach Kalen DeBoer in his first year as the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide, and in a position it's like the Tide's not too far from appearing behind head coach Kalen DeBoer in his first of the Alabama Crimson for something very, very unique, Tyler Whites. Kalen DeBoer, 34-2 in the month of November. He has been outstanding in that regard. But he's trying to get to 9 wins which is rarefied air for a first-year head coach at the University of Alabama.
Yeah, he's done an outstanding job in his career of just down the home stretch of getting his teams better and better, and this year's no exception. Of course, this is a tough task here tonight. Not a friendly environment by any means, so Alabama's going to have to play one of their better games.
Coach DeBoer has said 8-2 so far. The 8 wins tied for the second most by a first-year head coach at Alabama, sharing that mark with Ray Perkins back in 1983 when, of course, he followed Coach Bryant. Red Drew also did that back in 1947 in his first year. A victory tonight would put Coach DeBoer with Frank Thomas, who had 9 victories back in 1931 for the most ever by a first-year head coach in Alabama football history. They have dropped the lights, at least atop Memorial Stadium. A lot of flashlights, spotlights shining. You heard the pyrotechnics as Oklahoma made its way out on the field. And in a matter of moments, the Crimson Tide will come out of the tunnel to our left. Or to our right, excuse me. No wonder I didn't see them coming out of there. They're coming out of the other tunnel, and the captains are out right now with Damien Square.
Heads, tails. Alabama, you're the visiting team. You'll call the toss. What is your call? Tails. Tails is the call. Against tails to the toss. I want to defer. Which way do you want to kick? To the right way.
We want to toss and we'll defer.
Thank you very much, Damien. And our coin toss presented by our Cooks Pest Control sideline reporter, Damien Square. And that coin toss is presented by Barkley GMC, the best place to buy a vehicle in Tuscaloosa and proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Visit BarkleyGMC.com today. Barkley makes it easy. You heard from Wayne Winkler, our referee. Bama did win the toss. And as D Square told you, we'll defer to the second half. Coming up in moments, our kickoff presented by Coke Zero Sugar. Tackle game day with a great taste of Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Partner, ready to get this one going.
Let's do it. This is too long of a build-up.
Sugar. As I recall, it was really stinking hot the last time we were here for a college football game. Not the case tonight, but it is very pleasant. Wind, breezy, but about 60 degrees at kickoff. Billy Bowman deep for OU, and sets kickoff for Alabama is actually going to be Graham Nicholson. So instead of Connor Talty, it's Graham Nicholson who will kick things off for Alabama. We saw him kick off late in the game last week, and his kickoff here will be a short one that will be caught at the 10, 15, 20, 25, spinning around, hit and down at the 24-yard line is Bowman. Last week, a couple of returns for a 17-yard average, and he returns this one 14 yards to the 24. Jackson Arnold, the quarterback for the Sooners, will come to the pistol formation with 2 men on either side, or a man on either side and then one behind, but now 2 of them shift to the right side, leaving just Taylor Tatum in the backfield. He will keep it himself, will the quarterback, and he's got good room to the 35-yard line. That's going to be enough for a first down, I believe, for Jackson Arnold on the quarterback keep. Strong safety Malachi Moore came up to apply the stop.
Yeah, they pulled their left side tackle and guards around on the play action or the fake, and then Arnold was able to take it up for a nice gain.
Tatum in the backfield, now leaving an empty backfield. Rolling to his left is a quarterback. It's a keeper all the way, and he'll fight forward for a yard, but no more. He had a couple of players chasing him for the Tide. One of them had him by the back of the jersey. LT Overton, I think, gets credit for the tackle, but it was Tim Keenan III who initially was trying to track him down, and we've got a player down for the Crimson Tide right here. A injury timeout that's brought to you, as always, by Andrews Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center, the official sports medicine provider for the Alabama Crimson Tide football team. It's LT Overton who appears to be down at the moment for the Crimson Tide. Thankfully, he's able to get to his feet and seems to be walking off on his own power.
Very gingerly, though.
So Overton goes off the field basically on his own power. And now the Sooners will send a couple of men wide left. J.J. Hester, the transfer from Mizzou, being one of them. They also go with another empty set, as coming to the near side will be Barnes. They will hand it off to the receiver coming to the near side of the formation, and he's going to be hit shy of the 40-yard line. A gain of a yard, but not much more for Alabama, as on the carry was Zion Reagans. Reagan side will be the freshman from Macon, Georgia, brought down on that play. It's going to be 3rd and 6 upcoming. So with 2 wideouts to the far side, 2 to the near, Bama looked like they were going to try to get a man on late in Tim Smith, but he ran back off the field. Now Oklahoma will throw a slant behind the intended receiver. It was Brennan Thompson, the transfer from Texas, who was in the area, but the pass was well behind him, incomplete. It's not 3 and out, Tyler Watts, but it's 4 and out for Alabama, and we'll take it.
It's a nice job. Also, he shows a pressure up the middle. You had Deontay Lawson filling in up that right up the middle, so Arnold had to get rid of the ball quickly, and it was an errant throw behind his receiver.
Luke Elzinga, fifth-year senior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, will punt it to Ryan Williams, who's waiting back inside his own 15-yard line. Elzinga, a left-footed kicker, a knuckleball that Williams will field at the 17. Makes a man miss, breaks another tackle, gets stood up, though, right at the 25, and Alabama will have it 1st and 10 from there to begin their first drive of the ball game after what was a low 37-yard punt off the foot of Elzinga.
Defense did its job. Now you have to find a way to get a first down or two. Start this drive off with a positive note.
So the Tide has it 1st and 10. And quarterback Jalen Milroe with Jam Miller starting off in the backfield to his right. Tight end to the left side is Robbie Oots. 2 wideouts left, quarterback keep, and stacked up right at the line of scrimmage is Milroe. He was stood up by Danny Stutzman, the middle linebacker, one of the seniors honored prior to today's game. They'll give him a yard, and right at the 26 is all that Jalen is able to get. 2nd and 9 here.
Well, Dupree was the lead blocker, and he thought Milroe was going to go to the outside, and when he cut it back up, the linebacker was able to get off the block.
Trips to the right side. Changing that, though, is Williams. He comes to the near side of the field, leaving a balanced 2 and 2 at the receivers. Milroe, short drop, fires, and that's in and out of the hands of C.J. Dupree. It should have been about a 4 or 5 yard gain, but instead it's incomplete. There is a flag down around the 28-yard line.
Offside. Defense number 32 was lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's a break for Alabama's defensive end, R. Mason Thomas. 6'2 junior from Fort Lauderdale is the man who jumped off sides, and so the Tide will have a 2nd and 4 upcoming. Jam Miller in the backfield to the right of Milroe. Williams comes in motion to the right side. They'll fake it to Jam and keeping it himself. Milroe trying to get to the edge, but he gets brought down. That's a huge play right there, Tyler Watts, because not only does it keep him from getting a first down, I'm not so sure he doesn't get 6 right there if Eli Bowen, the corner, doesn't come up and grab him by the ankles.
Yeah, but it's one where you know you're that close to the first down marker. There's no need to try to extend it and make it a bigger play. Go ahead and pick up the first down by getting north and south. Jalen Milroe struggles a little bit when he gets lateral. His best moves are vertical.
Miller again in the backfield on 3rd and right at 3. The line of scrimmage is the 32 of Alabama. Dupree, the tight end, or actually Oots, the tight end, in motion. Quick out right side, incomplete. He was trying to connect with Ryan Williams, but it was beyond his reach. And Bama, a disappointing 3 and out right there, Tyler Watts. That should have been a drive that had at least 1 first down.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if how high this ball was. Jalen Milroe a little jacked up right now. 2 incomplete passes. Tight end dropped 1, and I thought this one went off of his hands.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly right. That's completely on Williams right there. We'll check in with Damian Square in just a moment, but first the punt upcoming to Peyton Bowen from Alabama's James Burnham. It is a high booming kick that will hit and then check up, unfortunately, around the 25-yard line. D Square, not much productivity on that first drive for Bama.
Not on the offense. Jalen just got to settle in. You know, this is a hostile environment. Everybody's here. It's a packed house senior night, man. So you just got to settle in. I wouldn't say it was a scheme thing. Things were open. Guys just got to make plays. That ball right there was definitely on Ryan. You got to come home with that. But the defense started off good. They're back out on the field. These guys are hungry. So let's see what happens.
Timeout on the field. No score. Alabama and Oklahoma. 11:30 remaining in quarter number 1 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. Until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hello, Tide fans. This is Chris Stewart for Conecuh Sausage. Conecuh's an Alabama fan favorite we all know and love. It's made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
No score between Alabama and Oklahoma with 11:30 remaining in first quarter. Tonight we're coming to you live inside the Alabama Credit Union broadcast booth. Feel good about your money with Alabama Credit Union. Crimson Tide and the Sooners scoreless as Oklahoma gets ready to go back on the field on offense. Do want to tell you tonight's game is presented by Payless Drugs, your locally owned family pharmacy with 5 locations in the Birmingham area. Payless can hand your prescriptions, over-the-counter solutions, and home delivery. Visit mynewpharmacy.com to pay less. Damian Square is our Cook's Pest Control sideline reporter. Cook's Pest Control, the South's most trusted name in pest control and a proud sponsor of Alabama football. D Square on the sideline. What'd you like about the Crimson Tide defense on the first OU possession we saw to begin the game?